Okay, we already have some ideas. Puzzles, that's one of my favorite ways to spend time, Tuğçe. I also spent lots of hours on a puzzle, 1,500 pieces, and it was really challenging. Yeah, cooking, and it definitely helps. Online trainings, I guess these days our only business is online trainings. Cleaning, yeah. Now it's a part of daily life. In the past, we used to complain about cleaning. Now it's a must, right? It's a part of daily life. Yes, strangely, eating is also one of the ways to spend time, and all the time I feel hungry. I don't know if it's the case with you, but out of no reason, I just feel hungry, and I feel like eating all the time, even just after the meal. Yeah, obviously, it's a normal situation for all of us. Some people are typing something, so I'm waiting for your opinions, for your ideas. Yeah, right now we are being recorded, and it's okay to say things that are inappropriate for recording as well. In the morning we had some cases like that, so feel free. So right now this is a recorded demo listen. Okay, right now let's talk about another thing that we are unable to do for some time due to the virus, the outbreak. As you can see in the picture, public transportation. We maybe some of us haven't had it for a long time now. So, do you remember your last experience from public transportation? The last time you used public transportation? Do you remember any unpleasant behaviors? Any anything that people did and you felt unhappy about and you felt angry about? Do you remember any experiences? Yeah, Mirella, that's something really disturbing. And some kids, they are really allowed, and sometimes I pity on the families, I pity on the parents. So maybe the kids are like that, it's normal, but still, I don't know. Yeah, Tuğçe, that's a big issue in Ankara, in Turkey. Men sitting like they are the only person on the seat. Yeah, that's also a really bad behavior, Edin. You're totally right. So young people now, they are not respectful enough, and do not bother giving their seats to the elderly people. So in this picture, we have a situation. We see a situation like this, a scene from public transportation. What type of a public transportation is it? What do you think? Where are these people? Yeah, it looks like a kind of train, but as the lights are on, most probably it's underground, so we can say that it's a subway, it's metro, and Tuche said it's in Tokyo. Tuche, I hope you are not being racist. I am not sure, but maybe you are good at you are good at differentiating, hopefully. Okay, so what time is it? Any ideas? Yes, it's dark, the lights are on, but what time of the day is it? Any ideas? Maybe in the afternoon, or maybe a kind of rush hour, because it seems kind of crowded. And as people look a little bit tired, maybe it's in the evening, rush hour in the evening, most probably. In the picture, do you see any unpleasant behaviors by people? Do you think anyone is doing something that they shouldn't do? a behavior you say it's wrong, you shouldn't do that. Do you see any behavior like that? Okay, somebody said about something about this man. Do you see? I think yes, he's maybe talking on the phone or listening something, I don't know. But Gökçe said something very nice. If he is loud, if he's speaking loudly, then that's definitely an unpleasant behavior. Okay, but mostly we see that people are behaving well and they all seem polite people. So what are some polite behaviors, good behaviors that you can do on a subway? Can you give me some examples? Some positive, very polite, good behaviors on subway. Sleep. Do you think it's polite? So if I put my head, the person next to me, on the shoulders of the person next to me. Yeah, very good examples. Giving your seat. Yeah. It definitely depends on the way you sleep, you're right. And Edin, you have a point. So a whole empty wagon, and you go and sit the only person sitting in the wagon, and it's definitely a disturbing behavior. I totally agree with you. Okay, you have given, yeah, not speakers, using your headphones all the time, so not disturbing other people, not making any noise. So you have given very good examples to behaviors that we can do on a subway, and we call these behaviors, I am typing on the chat box. These behaviors are called subway etiquette. So, giving your seat, using headphones, not speaking loudly, all these behaviors are called the subway etiquette. So, etiquette is a kind of a group of rules that people need to follow, especially in public places. So, subway, for example, it's a public place. Everybody in the public is using it. So, what other public situations require etiquette? Do you have any other examples to etiquette? Definitely, it's a public place and it requires some very uh, delicate etiquette. Library, definitely restaurant, cafe. Yeah, very nice examples. All these situations and behaviors, they require etiquette, and you have to follow some public rules. Are these rules written? Is there a kind of book law for these rules? Like, for example, give your seat to an old person. Is it a written rule? Yeah, ethics is totally different, but etiquette is related to society. Yeah, these rules, etiquette rules, they are not written, so they are just agreed by everyone living in the same society, and everybody tries to follow these behaviors for a positive society. Okay, thank you very much for your very nice examples. Now we are going to do a very enjoyable quiz, and we will see how you follow the etiquette rules in the subway. Are you a polite person or are you a rude person on the metro? Let's see, let's do the quiz and let's see it together. Let me share the document with you first of all. Okay, we have, I guess now we have the quiz here. Let me make it bigger for you. Okay, we have some questions. Let's do them quickly together. So the question number one, it says you are trying to enter the subway station, but your metro card doesn't work. Your Ankara card doesn't work, for example. What do you do? A. You shout rude words and hit the turnstile. The turnstile is the door you enter. You shout rude words and you hit the turnstile. What about rude, by the way? Rude? Yeah, we can say not very nice, not very polite. It's the antonym of maybe polite, okay? You quickly try 2 more times, then ask a subway employee, subway worker for help, and you try 10 more times and say to the people waiting behind you, you can never rely on these stupid machines, they are always broken. So please make a note of the correct option for you, A, B, or C. Please write it down because we will calculate your scores. Okay, what about rely on? You can never rely on these stupid machines, they are always broken. Yeah, we can say trust. So you believe that they will work or you don't believe they will work. You can count on, you can trust. Okay, thank you for the nice synonyms. Okay, if you noted down your answers, let's continue with number two. Your train arrives. As the doors open, you see that there are several people who want to get off the train. So what do? You stand to the side so that you don't block the way. Block? What's block? Any ideas? Yeah, you just stand there and you stop people from passing. You just close the way. So it's blocking the way. B, you push the doors. You push through the doors as fast as you can to find a seat very quickly, or you stand in front of the door and let people go around you to get off. So what do? Just please make a note again of the most correct answer for yourself. Number three, an elderly woman gets on the train. Elderly woman. What kind of a woman is an elderly woman? Yeah. Okay. So if someone is Ebru's age, we will call it an elderly woman. Okay, thank you for the example. Okay. Yeah, an old woman gets on the train. She's looking for a seat, but there are no more seats left. So you have a seat. What do? A, you pretend to be asleep so that you don't make an eye contact. So you don't look at the elderly woman, or maybe you just look out of the window, but you don't make an eye contact. B, you stay where you are and tell her to hold on to the pole when the train starts moving. Ah, pole. Ah, Tuğçe, that's a very bad behavior. Okay, what's a pole? Edin, would you like to explain to your friends what's a pole? No one has an explanation to pole? Yes, the North Pole in Antarctica. Okay, yes. For example, in the bus or in the subway, you are standing and you have to hold on to something. There is a kind of stick, iron metal stick, and you hold on to that stick to be able to stand on the metro. So it is called a pole. Thank you very much, Edin, for the explanation. So this is B. And option C, you stand up and give your seat to the woman. Please again make a note of your answer. It's very important for you. And the last question. You have a cold. and begin to sneeze on a crowded train. Sneeze. What is sneezing? This is one of the important words in this quiz. Sneeze. When you are ill, definitely, there are two options. Yeah, you either cough, this is coughing, or you either pew, something like this. Yes, definitely. That was a vivid explanation, I guess. So, you sneeze and on a crowded train, someone hands you a tissue, like a piece of tissue. So, what do? You take it, say thank you, and blow your nose. You pretend not to notice again, you don't look at the person, or you ask, is there no sneezing rule? Is it your job to enforce it? So, enforce. Enforce, maybe, yeah. Is it your responsibility to make it like a law, a legal thing? So, why are you giving me a tissue? What is your responsibility? Are you a government person? So, what do? Definitely, Tucho, I agree with you. Okay, please make a note of your answer again. That's okay, Kadir. It's nice to see you here. I thought you were busy. I didn't let you know, but it's really nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Okay, guys, I hope you made a note of your answers. So now, let's calculate your scores. As you can see, you will give some points. You will get some points according to your scores. For the first question, second question, third question, and fourth question. Please, according to your scores, give assign yourself a total score here. And according to your scores, let's have a look at the descriptions very briefly. If you have 8 points, it says New York is proud, or maybe your city, Ankara, is proud to have you riding its subway. Thank you for being an excellent example of civilized behavior. Okay, this word civilized is really important for us. It's an adjective, and if someone is civilized, if a person is civilized, it means this person is a very polite person. This person knows how to live in a crowded city, and this person always follows the etiquette rules. So you are a very good example person if you are a civilized person. How many of you are civilized here? Can I see the hands? Can you please raise your hands if you are a civilized person? Okay, we have a majority civilized. Perfect. Okay, if your scores are between 6 and 7, you have a few things to learn about how to behave in New York or in a big city. Uh, I enabled your microphone. Sorry about that. That sometimes happens when I accept your hand raising. Okay. So you have a few things to learn about living in a big city. Watch other riders more carefully, watch other passengers more carefully to learn about subway etiquette and study the New York City Transit rules of conduct. Oh God, there are some written rules for the New York City. Sorry. So who has scores between 6 and 7? Can you please raise your hand? Anyone between 6 and 7? Tuğçe. Okay, you have some rules to learn. You have to do some reading about etiquette rules, I guess. Sorry about it. And the last one, please get a car or move to an island in the middle of the Arctic Ocean. Learn some manners. Kadir, was this you? Did you get 5? Yeah. So if your score is 5 or below that, Yeah, unfortunately that's you, Kadir. It says you have to learn some manners. Please read about etiquette rules or get yourself a private car. So, but you say you're not rich enough. I understand that. You know, working as a member at a state university doesn't pay much, I guess. Okay, thank you very much for the lovely quiz, guys. Now that we are uh, we have some knowledge about etiquette, now we can do some reading about it. And I am going to share with you a reading document. We have a free practice here, but we are not going to do it. This is your homework. I will send you the answer key later. This is a kind of matching activity about the words we talked about. You can just match them to their meanings, and you can check the answers later when you have time, when I send the answer key. So we are going to do a reading activity, but first wait for me to share the reading activity with you guys. Now that we did some reading uh, about etiquette rules, now we are going to create or maybe talk about uh, more etiquette rules in different situations. So this was only related to subway. We only talked about subway context, but as we talked in the warm-up section, there are other etiquette rules in different situations, like you said, restaurants, schools, hospitals. Now, in this activity, I am going to put you into different groups, and in your groups, you are going to discuss about different situations and different etiquette rules. First of all, let me reflect let me project the situations for you. I have the folder, don't worry. I have the document this time. Okay, guys, so what is the first place? Which situation is it? Where are these people? Okay, they are on a lift or elevator. Both are okay. And what about number two? What is the situation? Is it? It is most probably a theater, but maybe cinema or a maybe movie theater. Okay. And number three, a kind of cafe, but look at the people. Maybe it will give you some clues. A kind of buffet, small buffet, definitely. Cafeteria, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's a school buffet. So these people are, yeah, Damla, that's correct. This is IB canteen. Motto Cafe, maybe. Or the one downstairs. Minus two floor, maybe. Okay, so this is a school buffet, and these students are buying some stuff from there. And what about the last picture? Where is this place? Summer houses, okay. Fair enough. A kind of dorm, maybe, yeah. Yeah, before all else, obviously, this is a kind of apartment block where many people live, a lot of people live. It's a residential area. There are lots of blocks, there are lots of flats, as you see, and many people live here. So it must be a crowded place, a crowded residential area. Okay, now I am going to put you into four different groups, and in your groups you will each be given uh, a situation, one of these places, and then with your teammates you will write down some etiquette rules that people need to follow in these areas, in these public areas. You can create your own rules, you can talk about existing rules, you can talk about rules that many people already follow. So are instructions clear? Do you understand what to do when I put you into groups? Any problems about the instructions? Now I will put you into different groups, four different groups. You will be given only one of these situations. For example, cinema, and then you will talk about etiquette rules in the cinema with your partner. So that's the only thing you will need to do. So first of all, let's randomly put you into groups. Okay, and start the breakouts. I will visit you, I will visit each group and tell you about your situation, okay? Just wait for me to uh, assign your situation. Let me open the white discussion panel here. You have your whiteboard, and let's start the breakout session. Okay, Kadir and Edin, can you hear me now? Okay, great. So your situation is the first one, the first picture. So you will be talking about, let me open the picture again, sorry about that. Okay, the elevator, the lift situation, okay? So this is your responsibility. You will be talking about the etiquette rules in the elevator that people need to follow. So you can clear the board. We were already using it in the other lesson. So try to write your etiquette rules in the chat box or in the whiteboard. It's totally up to you. Okay, I will visit you again when you note down some things. Okay, Tuğçe and Gökçe, do you hear me now? Gökçe and Tuğçe, do you follow me? I cannot see your message board right now, but I'll try to see it. Your picture is number 2, the movie theater. Okay, you will be talking about, you'll be discussing about the, how can I say, the etiquette rules in the uh, movie theater. So this is your responsibility right now. I will be returning back to you. Wait for my instructions, please. Okay, Mirala and Damla, can you hear me? Can you please raise your hand if you can hear me? Okay, thank you very much. You can hear me now. Please, can you talk about picture 3, the school buffet? What are the etiquette rules that people need to follow on the school buffet? This is your responsibility. You can write your ideas, type your ideas in the whiteboard or maybe the chat box. It's totally up to you, but you will be talking about the etiquette rules in the school buffet. I will be returning back to you, okay? Just wait for my instructions. Ebru and Çağrı, do you hear me? Can you please raise your hand if you can hear me? Okay, perfect. So your responsibility is picture 4, apartment rules, etiquette rules in the apartment. Okay, please type your answers in the notepad or whiteboard. It's totally up to you, but you'll be talking about some etiquette rules in the chat box. Tuğçe and Gökçe, you can just unmute your microphones and you can also chat. You're already presenters and I don't need to allow you to speak. So you can also chat with your microphones on, okay? That's also possible. And of course, you can also type your answers. Mirala and Damla Hocam, you can also unmute your microphones if you would like to discuss orally. You are already presenters now. I don't need to give you permission for microphones. You can use it. Ebru and Çağrı, the same instruction for you. You can unmute your microphones and speak. I don't need to give you permission to discuss orally. So you're already presenter in this group. So you can just share your findings. Right now I am going to collect a very small feedback from you before closing our lesson. Just wait for my survey question, please. Okay, you have a very simple survey before closing. Can you please share your answers with us? And if there is something you didn't like about the lesson, you can again share it in the chat box with us. Okay, thank you very much for the nice feedback, positive feedback you gave. That's the end of our lesson.